Hey Pepper Gang, if you are new to Twisted Path to Renown or just want to be a better hunter, this video should help one way or another. I have recently finished the hunting questline since the Steam release wipe for the game, so more quests could be added down the road. I have a pretty good idea on how to hunt everything I need in the current Arizona Forest map as of now, and I'm sure some of this will carry over to future maps. I recommend hunting as a simple way to learn the game and mechanics, make money, get items for crafts, and it's a good way to bounce back if you're struggling in PvP and versus AI. I personally just love walking around, hunting, and taking PvP fights nearby while on my hunting routes. Now with chapters down below, I will show you where you can hunt all the animals currently in the game, what their loot is used for, what it sells for, and I'll show you the current hunting questline as well, so you can hoard items you will need down the road. As always, if you have any questions, drop them down below or swing by the live stream and ask me there. I will also be using a community-made map for a lot of the video. It will be linked down below. With that, reminder that this is early access, so everything is subject to change, but let's get down to it. Now before I get to the specific animal spawns, some things to note. All animals can be one-shotted if you shoot them in the heart. This matters more for the larger ones, but once you learn where the heart is on each animal, you will be a very quick hunter. Also, until the devs change this, not sure if they ever will, you can actually one-tap kill several of these animals with a simple kick. Yes, a kick. You will see me doing this quite often on stream. Also, each of these animals typically drops some bones or fat, both very important. One big stack of animal fat will be required for one of the last quests in the quest line, so make sure to save a stack, and it's also used for crafting tallow, which you will need for other crafts. I also recommend taking the bones as often as possible from any of the animals, since they are used for making glue, and glue is huge for upgrading your vaults, crafting containers, and it makes decent money in the auction house. You will always want glue. I sometimes end up selling fat and bones on the market as well. If you end up looting players or kill an animal or two but don't need specific items, loot the hearts. They typically sell for a bit more, and all animals have hearts. If you want to lean into crafting down the road, loot the meat from all the animals and save those in your vault. Canning food takes a lot of mats, but you might as well save some meat if you're doing the hunting questline. Now on to our first animal, rabbits. The first quest asks you to get 5 rabbit feet, and rabbits are annoying and the hardest animal to kill in my opinion. They make a slight chirping noise when you're running around, take note of that, and they will quickly run away if startled. So usually you have to get them before they run. I found most of mine north of Annie's village, a common area for hunting a lot of these animals. I also found rabbits in between Fort Dixon, Caravan, and Lumberyard, all around the tree line. Last spot I found them often was near the old hut, north of the destroyed bridge, around the rock formations there. Besides the feed for the quest, I don't hunt rabbits typically for any crafts or making money, but you can at least take the bones out when you're doing this quest. Fox paws are the next quest. The foxes have a yell-like sound and like rabbits will run away really quickly, so I consider them the second most annoying animal to kill and happens to be your second quest. Just like rabbits, I don't hunt foxes besides for the quest, but I do take out their bones and fats for craft. I typically killed my foxes in the hunting area north of Annie's village, but I also found a consistent spawn area along the wall between the mine, the cave extract, and the wagon up north. Mallard duckfeet is the next quest. You can hear them all around the map flying, but they're much easier to kill and loot when sitting in the water. A good rule of thumb is to walk near the rivers if you need the ducks, and I found majority of my kills at a consistent spawn down south of the TP village, east of the conductor, and north of Rope Specialist. Big flock will sit in the water, so it's easy to get a couple each time you walk by, and besides the common loot items, ducks do drop liver, which sells really well for 1 piece. But most importantly, their feathers are extremely valuable for crafting arrows or just selling them alone on the auction house. Bow enthusiasts will buy feathers and arrows if you craft them. A great way to make money. On to pigs, the next quest. Pigs are difficult when you're brand new, but besides kicking them to death, to kill them, you have to strafe last minute and shoot them. If you have a tree near you, you can use that to block the pig charge. Their heart is below the snout. It's a little hard to hit, but aim down there. Besides the feed for the quest and common items I've spoken about, pigs can sometimes spawn with rings, which are great to sell, and the occasional cigar, a useful extract item or barter item. A lot of clothing and gear crafts require pig hide, so I recommend taking some of that out, and their tusks sell for very good money as well. Won't need those for a quest for any crafts. I also kill the babies because they drop tender meat, a nice item to sell as well. Pigs are one of the animals I hunt often due to how useful they are, even when I didn't have the quest. They spawn up north of Annie's, but I primarily hunt mine down southeast near the Dead Tree and Plains. But be warned guys, there is usually more than one when you see these guys walking around. You can typically hear their heavy footsteps. After pigs, you will need wolf paws. Wolves will typically find you before you see them and are usually in packs of 3 to 4. You'll hear them growling around the map. I found most of mine north of Annie's village, but also along the southern river near that mallard spawn. Besides the common drops, wolf hide is valuable in monetary gain, but also with many crafts. They also spawn sinew every now and then, which many both enthusiasts use for crafting, so I sell that on the auction house occasionally. I typically don't hunt wolves for fun, just out of survival. They usually find me like I said. Their heart is similar to the boar, near the front of the body, so aim there. And you can also kick these guys to death. After the wolf quest, you will be required to turn in that sack of fat I told you to save. Afterwards is the last main quest to turn in one set of deer antlers. Luckily, deer are very easy to spot. They roam in packs around the eastern part of the map and the central part, and also around the southern middle near Fort Dixon. And you can want to have the deer with a shot to the front chest. The antlers are a great sell item too once you complete the quest, and deer hide is also the most common hide you will need for majority of gear and clothing crafts, so hoard that as often as possible. The deer will also spawn with that valuable tender meat. Once you turn in the antlers, that's all the main hunting quests you will have for now. We'll unlock a time quest you can do for Renown every now and then after the main quest line is over, and it requires you to turn in a lot of the parts you already know how to farm. So you can do this if you're an avid hunter like I am. But that's all the animals for now. I can see the devs adding more down the road, but I'm sure a lot of this knowledge, like I said, will carry over. I hope you learned something new, made your life a little easier, and makes your Twisted Path journey a bit more enjoyable. Good luck out there, cowboys, and check out my Twisted Path playlist here at the end if you want more content right now. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day.